Are you the type to go everywhere with your partner, or do you believe time away makes the heart grow fonder? I'm going to play this clip.
One time, and someone was like, I think they referenced basically getting away from your significant other, and I was like, I don't relate, man. Like I said, it's what, 9 years. I've never been in a headspace of I need some space from you, man.
I love when men can just be fully just immersed in their woman and still maintain their masculinity. I think so many men are just afraid to just say, hey, yo, like, I love being around my woman. And I think it's powerful. I think, yo, one of the keys to like being really, really committed is to take your woman everywhere. If you have the opportunity to take your woman everywhere, take her. Because you're gonna learn so much about just having her there and you guys can create that bond. I think some people just don't really enjoy their woman's company like that.
Yep.
That's why they're always trying to get away from them.
I don't want to shit on anyone's relationship.
Yeah.
If that's the case, there might be some issues there, man. Because you should want to have that person around. Although, like,
I still understand space.
Yeah, I do.
I still understand the idea of space.
Yeah.
Completely.
I get that.
But like, there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, yo, I want my woman with me.
All right, let's go ahead and dive into it. It looks like Shan is ready. Are you the type to go everywhere with your partner, or do you believe that time away makes the heart grow fonder?
That
Go
is
ahead,
bad
Shane.
advice.
That's bad advice.
Let me
Right?
tell you why. It's bad advice. So, first of all, we're the only generation that we are in constant connection with everybody at all times. Where's my cell phone? I don't got my cell phone with me, but my iPad is here. I can FaceTime anybody in my family anywhere in the world right now. Look at them, see what they're wearing, see what they're eating, look at how their hairstyle is. I know everything about everybody in my family. I could call my mom and see how she's doing right now. If I was in a relationship, you see your wife, you can see your girlfriend anytime. You can call her at the drop of a dime. Historically, back in the day, not too long ago, man would wake up in the morning, kiss his wife, eat some breakfast, maybe leave at 7 o'clock in the morning to get to work at 8 or 9 and not see her, rarely even called her until he got home at night. And, you know, they say absence makes the heart grow fonder, which is actually true. But the thing is, what I've made a mistake on in my past relationships, I did business with both my wives. Now, I get it. I know the power couple thing, the power couple and be together, and Beyonce and Jay-Z and Michelle and Barack, and let's rock it out together and we everywhere. Let me tell you guys something. That is a mistake. I made a mistake. And I teach people now, you need to separate yourself so your wife has a purpose. Well, your wife has a goal, you have a purpose, and you guys are doing your things, not necessarily independently, but separate from each other, so you have something to talk about. I was with my wives. My first one, we opened up a shop. We opened up a barbershop of all things back in 2001. Together, inseparable, every day, 7 days a week for years. I got married again. I didn't learn the lesson then. I got married again, go through the divorce and all that, broke up, single, dating life, met a new girl, married her. We started a fashion brand in 2013. Inseparable. Every single day, all day long for years. And that became problematic because we were so entwined with each other. And I get it. Well, I want to be around my girl. See, what he's speaking on is the honeymoon stage. What he's talking about is how it feels to just have your girl around you and bouncing ideas off each other and pillow talk at night and whatnot. And hey, babe, what you think of this? And she tells you what you think, and y'all brushing teeth. And while she's sitting on the toilet taking a shit, you brushing your teeth. All in the bathroom at the same time. I did all of that, you guys, trust me. And what happens is in the long run, you end up getting sick of each other. I'm not saying that we should be away from each other, but we need to have some kind of independence on a daily basis to make ourselves grow fond of the person that we're not around. Because if you could just at the drop of a hat, have sex, anyway, you know, you're at the office, you guys open up a business together, you still open up a store or a business, you know what, let's just fuck right now. You know, we're together 7 days a week, and then the weekends come, we're still together. So every day is a weekend with your girl because you're together all the time. Let me just keep it real. You can get sick of a motherfucker. You can get sick of her always around you. And if you notice that some of the best relationships is when he goes his way in the morning She goes her way in the morning. They tap in with each other, maybe at lunchtime, maybe send a picture, tell each other a story, what happened at their office. And then they get back together at home and they collaborate and talk about their day and figure out how they can win the next day. But if you guys are together all day long and you had lunch together, you had breakfast together, you had dinner, you had snacks together, you'll get sick of each other faster than you think you will. Trust me when I tell you that. And if you think about Barack and Michelle, if you think about Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're not together all day long. She's at the studio doing her thing. Jay-Z's on tour doing his thing. Barack is off signing, being a president over here. She's off doing first lady shit over there. And they get back together. Nobody is up under each other all day. And I think that's a bad idea and bad advice that he was giving in that video.
All right, Brother Sweeney, what are your thoughts about it, sir? You heard Shan. He doesn't think y'all should be up on each other all day.
I was going to ask Shan, how long were you and your first wife together? 5 years? Okay.
Yep. Well, married 5. Married 5. We were together. We were college sweethearts. So I met her as soon as I crossed Kappa in 1997. We got married in 2003 and divorced in 2008. Okay. So we're talking an 11-year relationship. 5 of that was marriage.
Okay. In response to the video, why everybody got to make shit so goddamn awkward? I kick it with my wife when I kick it with it, and I do other things when I do other things. Now, granted, I do spend a lot of time with my wife because we do actually work together. She's a hairstylist, I'm a barber. We in the shop together all the time. But when we at home, we also do our own thing anyway, i.e., me sitting here in front of y'all guys right now. She up in the other room doing whatever the hell she doing. So we do, you know what I mean? But like, why do we have to make everything so... That shit was cringy. Yeah, I love to be around my wife and the stars and the moons aligned and everything. Like, bro, just say I kick it with my wife when I kick it with my wife. And I kick it with the fellas when I kick it with the fellas. And sometimes I like to be by myself from time to time. But like, we make things so goddamn cringeworthy in these conversations. Like, bro, it's cringy. It's not okay. You like to hang around your wife. Cool. But nah, me and my wife are normal. Like we are around each other a lot, but it ain't like we do it on purpose. And I can't do anything without my wife. It's just the way shit wind up working out. That hey, look, we wind up doing a lot of shit together. One, because we live in a state where we moved away from a lot of family members, so we just here. So that's always been us. But outside of that, it ain't like we go out our way to be like, oh my God, I gotta be around her. She has to go everywhere with me. Just I don't know. Shit is just kind of cringy though.
Sweetie, that was one of the smartest things you did. Let me throw this in here real quick, JR, since I went just a minute ago. Sweeney said he's in a state where they got to rely on each other. So I tell this story all the time. In the military, when you ETS, which is early termination, when you get out the Army, right, or you get out the military, they have a class for people that meet where couples got married in the military. And one of the things that the Army has suggested do based on studies that they did for decades was that if you are a soldier that is from Texas and you you get stationed in New York and you meet a woman who's a soldier from Florida and she goes to New York and you guys fall in love in New York, when you both get out the military, they don't want you to go to either Florida or Texas. They want you to go to Louisiana where you don't know anybody. And the reason why is because if you go to Texas, if you guys get in an argument, you're going to fall back on your family and she won't have any support. If you go to Florida, she's going to fall back on her family and you won't have any support. But if you guys go to Louisiana where you don't have any family, you fall back on each other. So the Army actually promoted. Now, I always thought that was weird. I heard this in 1994 when I got out the Army, that they were telling soldiers during our transition, if you're married, go somewhere where neither one of you guys have family. So whenever you guys get into some arguments or need to rely on somebody, you can't just call your mama or you can't just call your cousins and your family and your spouse don't got nobody. Instead, you guys have to rely on each other to handle situations. So that's smart that Sweeney did that with him and his wife.